Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Samvis and Jameshead, the show where we've realised that every piece of online content is just Beavis and Butthead. Today we're looking at a show that's upset me more than any other show I've ever watched. It's a terrible abomination named Starfleet Academy.
You didn't tell me we were doing Star Trek today.
Is anybody listening?
Man, why does everything have to be a full-on lesson in this place?
Because it's a school, Caleb.
So yeah, we've been watching this show, and with me as always is James.
Hi, hello.
It's James Wilde. He's Lieutenant Commander today.
I'm Lieutenant.
He's got his pips. Yeah, it's on that bit.
There.
Yeah,
I've got from my Commander, Lieutenant Commander Data cosplay.
Yes, because it's no secret, is it, James, that we are big-time Star Trek fans.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I do love it. I would say Star Trek The Next Generation is my favourite TV show if I had to pick one.
I would also say that it is also mine.
Yes, and we've been talking about it a lot recently, haven't we? We've both been rewatching Deep Space Nine.
Yeah,
I think I'm even going to rewatch Voyager once I'm done.
Yeah,
as well.
I need to do Voyager.
Into it. Did you never really watch
I've never
Voyager?
watched Voyager, so I'm very excited to see what that's going to be all about. The problem I have is I get very attached to crews.
Yes.
I love the Deep Space Nine crew. I love Quark. He's my favourite. And the fact that Quark's not going to be in it makes me a little bit sad.
It's a really great set of characters in Deep Space Nine.
It certainly is.
It?
And when I'm not learning about the rules of acquisition, I feel I'm not learning whilst I'm watching Star Trek. You know what I mean? I love the rules of acquisition. I love Dabo.
I liked your pitch for a show that you gave me the other day. I think it was slightly different, but I like the idea of Dragon's Den, Ferengi Dragon's Den. I know you kind of said maybe have it be like a drama, like Succession.
Like Succession.
But I
Ferengi
preferred the
homeworld.
idea of in character, it's Dragon's Den, but Ferengi Dragon's Den.
And then they say they're going to give them the money. I'll put it in
they
20%.
don't, yeah.
And then they just run away with the idea.
Every offer
Every
is
episode.
100% of your company
exactly.
for 0 gold press platinum.
They just have piles of gold plus platinum next to them. And every time it cuts back to them, one of the bars has disappeared.
They've got a bigger pile every
They've got
time.
a bigger. I love it. It's called Quark Tank.
Quark Tank.
It's going to be good. So our bona fides are we've both been watching Star Trek since we were teenagers.
We're grumpy middle-aged men.
Grumpy middle-aged men. And I've got to say, I'm more of a late-in-life Star Trek stan because I always considered myself more of a Star Wars guy.
Did you?
For most of my life. So I've always enjoyed Star Trek, but it was one of those things, if it was on, I would watch it.
Oh, I used to quite look forward to it, but yeah, I wouldn't say I was an expert, but I really looked forward. It was like 6 o'clock on BBC Two, I think it was. I used to really look forward to, and it would always be either The Next Generation or Deep Space Nine or I think maybe Voyager. I don't know if Voyager was on BBC as well.
No, you get a bit of deep space fun, whichever way you're going. You're going to have a nice evening. And the thing we often end up speaking about at 3 o'clock in the morning before you go home is very, very intricate parts of Star Trek lore.
Yes.
And this, I think, has given us the feeling that if we were given the tools to write this show, we'd have maybe done a slightly better job.
Yeah, I think it's tough to write a really good episode of Star Trek because...
Yes.
The best episodes are amongst some of the best TV, I think. But the show we watched and are going to talk about today gets absolutely nowhere near.
Oh, man. Let's just address the controversy up front. So a lot of people have said, this new Star Trek is too woke. And that is why, if you look at the general idea of why this has failed, they say it's too woke.
I'm not engaged with the internet
Twitter sphere.
discourse. Yeah.
I would say that's an absolute load of nonsense.
I don't think that definitely isn't the problem.
Yes.
The lesbian characters, I think it would have been addressed in a more serious way in 90s Star Trek because it's like a dumb joke.
Yeah.
How they address it in the show, but it's not a big deal. They don't go on and on about it. So I didn't find the fact that there were lesbian characters in it
Well, it didn't feel buttoned on to me. It didn't feel like something that was unnecessary. It didn't feel like something that was new to the series.
No.
Even. Because I always hold, especially Deep Space Nine, is like watching what if a polycule were a set of space captains.
Right.
You know, there's a very loose kind of sexual morality in Star Trek. There's a lot of people changing partners. You know, they don't go into stuff like marriage almost ever. It's only when it's political.
Actually, I feel like that's kind of different in Deep Space Nine to how it is in The Next Generation, because I feel like they did sort of set up that maybe Picard and Dr. Crusher would have a romance, or that's hinted at early on, but I think they
they bin it off.
Yeah, they lose interest in that. But also, I think Picard's character would always be like, I couldn't possibly have a relationship.
Yes,
while
I'm
the
too
captain.
busy being a Starfleet captain.
And also, Riker and Troy don't really have a relationship.
Not really.
Not until after.
Isn't it
the TV
Troy who
show.
ends up running off with Worf as well for a bit? Or is that the other one?
Does that happen in it?
Yeah, in the last
I think you're right,
season,
actually,
yeah.
late on.
Yeah, and then in the films, that she's just like, oh no, I'm back with Riker again now.
Yeah.
I didn't like the fact that he totally became un-Klingon-like when he was with Troy. He kind of became a pussy.
But as I said, all of that element of it, I think, has always been part of Star Trek, and I think people need to shut up about this. What people do need to get upset about is the fact that Starfleet Academy is probably the worst piece of televised writing I have ever seen. And especially to put it to sully the good name of Star Trek by claiming in any way that this is a Star Trek show is just horrendous. James, would you like to give us a little recap of the story? What's happening in Starfleet Academy?
So, number one, I'll put it out there. I haven't watched Discovery. For prep for this, I watched kind of stuff around it. I'm aware that the first part of the season's in the past and then it goes into the future, apparently. There's some stuff called short treks they made in between.
Oh, yeah.
When they were struggling to make the next season of Discovery, they like farted out a load of content. Because this is the problem with this. And the problem with a lot of stuff is that for Paramount, this is like a cinematic universe, and it has that annoying Star Trek, because every fucking show has to have like a cinematic. Oh, it's a Star Wars world or a Star Trek world. It's bollocks.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what's going on in Discovery, other than something really bad happens.
What do they call it? The burn.
The burn that's kind of reset the world.
Yeah.
It's destroyed all the dilithium.
So no warp drives anymore.
There's no warp drive. So that's where we're at the start of Starfleet Academy. The Federation has sort of been taken back to zero. I mean, that's an initial confusing bit, is they can't pick, is the Federation fucked and on its knees?
Yeah.
That would have been interesting, maybe. I mean, it's something, but that's not what it's like.
No. Because it's beautiful, isn't it? Everything you see of Federation stuff, Federation space, Federation, the homeworld in San Francisco.
Starfleet Academy is a bizarre flying shipbuilding. So we watched the first 3 episodes. We were gonna watch just the first episode, but we watched 3. And for me, I thought about what this was like, and this is very much like when you're going through your ex's Instagram and you see her with like somebody else and
like
having a great
more
time.
handsome guy.
Yeah, and it's like you can't stop watching, but it hurts you so deeply inside. And this is what watching Starfleet Academy was like for me.
Yes. Well, I've known you, James, since we were young men.
Yes.
And I've literally never seen you get so upset about something. Maybe ever.
I mean, I'm more just finding now I'm 40. I think this is my default of being like a grumpy, angry old man where I don't understand anything anymore. And also the world is like impossible to understand anyway. But yes, this show really aggravated me.
Also me. So they're setting up a new Starfleet Academy, but the show doesn't know what story they're trying to tell, because the first episode is an on-ship kind of more traditional Star Trek story, but sort of written by a Dumbo.
We'll go vaguely through the 3 episodes. So the first one is gritty, miserable.
It's like a completely unfun version of Guardians of the Galaxy, is what I thought.
And I think Guardians of the Galaxy And I was saying before, it's sort of Josh Whedon.
Josh Whedonized, isn't it?
Yeah, he sort of started this, and then I think Guardians of the Galaxy has really made the tone that they have in this.
Yeah, it's like the James Gunn vibe.
Yeah, everyone wants it to be James Gunn.
And everyone's doing weird quips that don't fit.
I hate that because it's not funny. But the first episode, it's just so dumb. It's like grim and miserable. I think the thing about Guardians of the Galaxy that works is that you do care about the characters. And there's that bit with Rocket Raccoon where you find out about his horrible past, and you're like, because
you kind of empathise.
Yeah,
we
and
learn how
we've
to
had
empathise
time
with
to
these
kind of
characters,
to spend time with his character as well. You do kind of feel something then when when in the third one they kind of reveal the horrible stuff that happened to him.
And even all the stuff with Star Child or whatever he's called, and you learn about him being taken when his mum's ill. It's not like the heavy hammer, emotion hammer that they use in this all the time.
No, this starts with the dumb, so it's like the main character. This is like all's fair. I don't know who any of the characters. I don't know what any of their names are. It's so terribly written that it's all exposition, isn't it? Yeah. It's like the mum's like, "Oh, we've got no food and we're having a horrible time," even though there's no evidence that they're having a terrible time. The characters just tell you they're having a bad time.
To you, it's like if we got together on a Friday night and I said, "James, it's good to see you. We've been friends for 20 years. You were the guitarist in my band. And not only were you one of the best guitarists I've ever known,
oh, thanks a lot,
but you've not reached your potential as
wait a minute, this is getting a bit real. Getting a bit real.
You've not got known in the way you should have done for the level of guitar
I've unfulfilled
that you
the potential
play.
of my life.
No, you just
I don't like the way this podcast has been turned around, because I agree with you, but I don't necessarily want to talk about this on camera.
Yeah, but as I said, it would be like if we met up and I just explained what was going on with you in the past 20 years.
It's good you have given a very real exposition so that people watching this who don't know me
now,
can understand.
Weirdly, that's probably given you more character drive than anything that's happened in Star Trek.
Well, they do the very dumb Team America thing in it where she's like, the mum's like, "I promise I'll never die."
Yeah, and then I'll never get
taken away from you. And then immediately in the next second, somebody comes to take her away. It's so dumb.
It is dumb. And I was going to say, we see this space pirate guy, once his mum's been taken away, it's now the future.
I've forgotten about him.
And he has this evil space pirate man who's following him. And I don't think he read the script or got any notes about how he was supposed to perform this character.
I'm just going to massively overact this to make up for the fact that this is dog turd.
Because you've got the main guy and he's playing it like, I'm cool, I'm like Drax, I've got long hair, I'm hiding away.
And that changes as well.
And then the space pirate who's trying to get him is like a fucking cackling
he's
villain.
Ridiculous.
He is the worst. Just everything he says is annoying.
Is he going to turn up again in the show? We've got no idea.
We've no idea.
But he's in the very first bit, and then he turns up right at the end to be the villain at the end of episode 1.
And he's a very famous actor as well.
Is he?
So I think, but he's one of them guys who did like Sideways back in the day. He was like a real legit actor.
Okay.
Then a couple of years ago, he was like, I'll be Rhino in Spider-Man.
Right, yeah.
And then after then, he's just like, give me all the money.
Yeah.
Give me the money. But he's fucking dancing around and clicking his fingers and swearing. And music's stupid.
I don't like. Oh yeah, I mean, one of the variety of things that I didn't like about this. No offense to the guy writing the music. I don't know. I'm sure he's a very talented guy. Perhaps he just wasn't given room. But there's no theme to this. Not the one that I recognised, and that's one of the joys. I think the Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager all have amazing themes.
Like world-changingly good music.
Yeah, like really great.
Jerry Goldsmith is all the music they use for Next Generation.
Yeah, I mean, he did Enterprise. I think someone else did Deep Space Nine. I don't quite have the Star Trek knowledge to know his name, but I remember it was a different guy did Deep Space Nine. But that's a great theme as well.
And this, everybody, it's just plinky plonky nonsense.
Yeah, there's bits when the villain's walking around, and it's like,
it's like the music you'd put behind a fat guy.
But it's bizarre because In the first episode, the tone. I mean, the first episode's much more serious. The mum gets taken away by a decision made by the woman who then becomes the captain
of the ship,
the chancellor of Starfleet Academy.
Yes.
There's just so much to like.
Just some genuine upset there.
I mean, it's so annoying, this show. Why she's appointed head of Starfleet Academy. So she makes this terrible, arbitrary decision to separate a child
from his mother.
No, there's no real reason why it had to.
There's also no higher-ups going, you have to do this.
No one's pressuring it. They don't do a scene where it's like, you have to do this.
Yes,
she's just like, yeah,
these are the rules.
That's
what
sad,
I'm doing.
but I'm doing it. He escapes. She realizes this is a terrible decision, and then goes to like do a school on Bajor.
Yes.
And then someone comes and is like, 15 years later, 20 years later,
20 years later,
because he's a little kid and he's a man.
Now,
yeah, so it's 15 to 20 years later. Some admiral comes and is like,
you're the only person.
Yeah, and there must be someone. Is every other person in Starfleet dead? It's just the admiral and her. But there's not, because there's like fucking loads of people walking around at Starfleet Academy. I think put Robert Picardo in charge.
Yeah, put Picardo.
He makes more sense. At least he's. Oh, actually, why is he there? And do you know why it is? Because the people writing didn't give a fuck.
Right. I think we're going to have to take 2 minutes. So, James,
I can't.
Calm down. He's so wound up. So, we're going to take a tiny break and we're going to really delve into why the captain is a piece of shit captain. And I know you're looking forward to this, James, because as I said...
I'm going to take my shoes off and sit in my chair like a fucking idiot so I can talk about her.
I think that's what we'll do. We'll both take our shoes off. And when we come back from the break, we'll be seated how she sits in the chair. So... We're going to take a small minute, go to lafs.org.uk, donate some money if you like this sort of thing that we're making. If you like to see two angry 40-year-old men talk about Star Trek, give us some money. Watch some of our other podcasts. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Thanks, bye. And we are back. Hi. And as you can see here, we've both obtained the casual stance of a Starfleet captain.
Yes. So, yes, this this woman who...
I'm going to stay like this.
Do you get why she does it now?
I get it.
So she's appointed for some reason head of Starfleet Academy.
Yeah.
We don't know why. So she made some terrible decision, resigned, left Starfleet for 20 years, and then they appoint her to probably like one of the most prestigious positions in Starfleet.
The refounding of Starfleet Academy.
Yeah, probably the most important job going. I don't know.
It's the disrespect for the office, isn't it?
Yeah.
She, basically, my read of it is she is Carrie Bradshaw from Sex and the City, but if she was a Starfleet captain.
Yeah, she's sort of playing it like a kooky drunk aunt, which I can't really understand why. She always sits in her chair with her legs up. I just find it so aggravating.
She's often pulling this move. Well, we've got to have a think about what we're going to do when we're on the starbase. And she's always like got that I'm 3 glasses of wine deep vibe.
It's like she never has her shoes on. She often doesn't wear her uniform.
Yes, her not wearing her uniform wound you up so much, didn't it? Because that is instant dismissal from Starfleet. If you turn up on the bridge and you're not in uniform, get out of there.
To be in Starfleet, you're kind of the best of the best, or this is the highest endeavor of humanity, isn't it?
Yes.
These are like serious people, and this is what the modern show can never do, mostly because they're trying to do the kind of James Gunn, oh, this is funny.
Oh, isn't it silly?
Even though none of the jokes are funny.
No.
Yet.
Some of the worst jokes I've ever heard.
It's serious people doing really serious work all the time.
That's what Star Trek should be.
And she's setting the example. So, like Starfleet has been crippled or something. She's setting the example for how all of Starfleet is going to be going forward. It's like an insanely important job. And I just can't understand. Well, I can understand because it's shit, but like, why did they do it like that? Just because everything has to be funny.
Just because everything has to be throwaway. Like, it's not cool to take things seriously anymore.
So annoying.
She is I mean, the worst thing about this show is I think they've hired a couple of people who have good acting chops. They've been in other stuff before.
I'm sure the actors are good. Yeah.
But the lines they're given, the delivery notes are atrocious. The way she like rolls around is so uncomfortable for me. She's having conversations with people and she's like diving onto the sofa, or lying
like a
on
weird
her bed.
teenage girl, isn't
and
she?
Yeah, and it's not. Obviously, like, act how you want, but she's an older lady.
You could be eccentric or something.
Yes.
That would be fine.
And this characterization, as I said, in Sex and the City, this is absolutely fine. This is a woman who writes a sex blog who is maybe 40 years old, right? And she lives the bohemian lifestyle. So if she's wandering around with no shoes on and lounging about and wearing a nice dress instead of the dress uniform, you go, yeah, Carrie Bradshaw, of course you can. You're a single white female living your best life in New York City.
It's the entire opposite of Captain
being
Jane,
Starfleet,
or like of Captain Janeway, who's like she's in like a somewhat comparable situation in that she's away from Starfleet.
Yes,
with
and
so it's not an entirely different setup, but she realizes she has to set the example.
Yeah,
because she's got a crew under a lot of pressure under really difficult circumstances. So she's got to set the example for everyone else and hold it all together. And how are you possibly going to do that with the way that she's acting?
Yeah, with her lounging around and
you're
drinking
sort of
wine.
You're like, I know they're not meant to be military, even more so in the old ones. It's meant to be sort of a peaceful scientific, but it does have some sort of military organization to it, Starfleet. So it's just wearing your uniform and being like an adult.
Or just showing a base level of respect. Now, in episode 3, and we are going to jump around a little bit here.
I couldn't even remember what happened.
Episode 2,
I was really trying to remember what happened in episode 2 on the drive.
Episode 2, you have the Betazoid delegation.
Oh, God, the Betazoids. Oh.
So the Betazoids have left... The Betazoids have left... staff. They're not in the Intergalactic Federation anymore.
That's kind of like
makes sense.
That was interesting. Like the Federation's fallen apart, so that would totally make sense that everyone would leave.
But I put you a question, James. Right? If I'm having a very important political meeting, and I need someone very important to do it, where would I hold that meeting, and who would I have host it? Because I think the answer is certainly not a drunk auntie at a school.
No, they keep letting her, and for reasons, they say like we've got to get the young people involved just because it's
a show about a
staff.
school.
Yeah, but they don't have any good reason why.
I want to say, I know the captain was the thing that wound you up the most. Now, I didn't like the captain, but that Jem'Hadar character is literally the worst character in any Star Trek thing ever, because to me, as I said, she's half Klingon, half Jem'Hadar, right? What do we know about the Jem'Hadar? There's like 2 things that we know. They are raised specifically to fight.
Yeah.
And they always die before they're 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
They're all men.
Yes.
And also they're all addicted to cocaine.
Yeah, they have that white fluid thing.
They have to have the white fluid that controls them. So the masters, or whatever they're called from the parallel universe, control them, the founders. Now, these are interesting things about a unique race that's quite a late addition in Star Trek, because they only come in Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, because there's a Deep Space Nine where they get, like, one turns up for some reason.
Yeah.
And they try and be nice to him because the Federation, and they're like, we'll be really nice to him and he'll probably be cool. He'll, like, go and get a job or something. But he's like, no, I'm kind of bred for murdering,
so I'm going to do more murdering.
Not murder.
And I'm 4 years old, I'm already an old man.
And she's half Jem'Hadar, half Klingon, so she should be a psycho.
Yeah.
It's not like she's
murdering everyone.
She
non-stop.
should be fighting constantly.
But her characterization just wound me up so much, because I don't think there's anything about either of the races she's supposed to be in the characterization. And also, they just ignore the fact that
she just shouts.
She just shouts all the time.
You're right, it could have been, in a better Star Trek show, an interesting character. But her interpretation of it is, I'm going to shout.
I'm just going to yell.
And there is a bit where she gets injured in the first episode, isn't it? She gets like a thing in the abdomen.
Yeah, she gets stabbed.
And she's like really, really hurt.
Stabdomen.
You brought up that, the Jem'Hadar only have a really short lifespan. So I did kind of think like it's like doing a full operation on a guinea pig, in that she's like It's sad that she's going to die, but like...
But is she worth saving? She's 4 years old.
She's going to be dead next week.
Exactly.
Anyway.
She's probably only got another 6 months, you know? And this vet bill's bloody 800 quid.
Yeah. We can't spend 800 quid on the Jem'Hadar. It'll be dead next year.
We'll have to tell the kids that she's got to live on a farm.
Flush the Jem'Hadar down the toilet. We got a new
Yeah.
The Jem'Hadar looks different, Dad.
No, it's the same one, honestly.
He said it's day one.
Same one, still addicted to
I'm
coke.
not.
No, I'm not. I am Caldor. I am 1.5 years old.
Shut up or we'll take your drugs away.
Okay, I'll shut up. Yeah. So she's awful.
Yeah.
Fucking Tig Notaro's awful. And that breaks my heart.
Yeah, I didn't realise, but having done a very minor amount of research for this, apparently she's in Star Trek Discovery. She's a character in that. Don't know if she's any better in that. She's not great in this.
Well, I'd just like to go on record to say that her show that she made about surviving breast cancer is one of the most touching pieces of television I have ever seen. She is absolutely spectacular in that. She brings emotion. She brings some great acting chops. It's got heart. It's got feel. And then you see her in this, and you may as well just had a piece of paper with a man's face drawn on it, and you got the same level of acting out of it. I think she is so flat, she's so uninteresting, and it just pains me.
I can't blame her for not giving a fuck.
No, I wouldn't give a fuck.
I mean, it's so hard to pick the worst character in this, though.
I think it's the Jem'Hadar. I think she's
all right. I agree.
So bad. Man. Let's talk about the other hologram woman as well, if we're going to talk about some strange acting choices. Her method and choices, I don't know if that's the director or that's her.
Well, I think
it's
this
very
is
frustrating.
This is the the horrible damage. Let's just alienate more people now.
Yeah.
Anime shit.
Anime is terrible.
Let's get it out there.
Let's go on record here at Samvis and Jameshead.
Yeah.
We hate anime.
If you like it, turn off. I don't care.
Yeah, and we think less of you if anime is your favourite thing. I'm speaking directly into the camera. You're a grown man. Anime is not for you.
And anime is the reason why we get shit like this. She's acting like an anime character.
You know, I didn't think of that,
This
but yeah, you're
over
right.
the top.
I'm gonna. She's always like licking things and sticking her tongue out and like going like. Bleh!
I just hate that stuff. It's like, I mean, it feels like fan fictions or like one of those YouTube fan made movies, which is very much like I had to do something recently where I needed to watch like One Piece to kind of understand it for some sort of work I was doing. But I thought that was rubbish. I thought that looked like a fan film. They looked terrible. The acting's terrible because it's trying to be...
It's trying to copy that Japanese thing.
Oh, man,
well, I may have told you this. When I was playing the Final Fantasy remake, I had to stop. And this is not because the game is bad, but because they voiced it like it's an anime. And yeah, everyone all the time goes,
That's more like Tim Allen, isn't it?
But yeah, whenever the woman especially would do anything, she'd go like,
maybe that's why I
hate it.
Final Fantasy VII, because there was no voice
There's
acting
no speaking in the original.
Yeah, so it couldn't be ruined by that stuff.
Yeah, no, it ruined it for me, that remake. I wanted to play it so badly, but I couldn't hack it.
No,
this is full of that sort of
acting, I think
it's
infected this kind of media now, that kind of acting is coming into things, and also because we live in this new era where they design TV around people who are not really watching. I think that's also part of this. I think that's not us making a joke. That's like an actual thing where they assume
that people are looking on the second screen.
Yeah, it's background noise for people on Netflix, which is why you get like an obnoxious amount of exposition nowadays. Mm-hmm. Because what were you watching? Oh, you were telling me about Happy Gilmore 2.
Oh, shit. Yeah, Happy Gilmore 2 is one of the worst comedies I've ever seen because it's all built on references to everything, right? So every joke in it is a reference to the original film. There's not a single original joke in it. I will tell you about one joke that I did like. There was one.
Okay, there was one.
There was one joke that I liked. But it's so bad that they don't even assume you will understand it's a reference. So in Happy Gilmore 2, they show you the original scene from the first movie in the movie.
That blows my mind.
That is horrendous. And I was watching it and I was like, is this for dullards? Is this genuinely for...
It is. I mean, in so many ways, we're at the end of days.
We are. We're definitely at the end of any entertainment being worth watching. I
just
think.
all in Western civilization, everything points to being at the end of days.
Yeah. Can I tell you what the good joke in
you
film was? There was one joke I liked. The bad guy in it, he's got very bad breath, and they make a joke about how he's got bad breath over and over again. Everyone goes, ugh.
Yeah.
And it was wearing a bit thin until he had to breathe onto like a voice, like a detector to open his secret vault, right? Okay. So he breathed onto the little screen to open the vault, and on the screen it said "fart detected."
Nice.
I was like, okay, that's got me.
All right.
Happy Gilmore 2, you've won me over. Right, we're going to take another very short break, James, just so you can calm down a bit. Maybe go for a little walk around the block.
I need to relax a bit.
And then we'll be back with the last little section about this horrendous television show. All right, lafs.org.uk. Go down, subscribe, join the Laughs Army. Yeah, it's going to be good. I'll see you in a minute. And we're back for part 3 of this abomination. I will once again state, I've literally never seen James as animated about anything. I've been with you through hard times in your life, James, and you've just gone,
no, this is the worst thing that's ever happened.
The worst thing that's ever happened to you. So for this last tiny section, we're going to break down the 3rd episode, which was easily the worst episode of the 3, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, the first one has some action. It sets stuff up, whatever. The second one is a bit nothing, but it sort of kind of vaguely wants to be a Star Trek episode in that it's about diplomacy.
Yes.
It just doesn't have any good bits in it or really any moral. No one really does anything to solve the situation.
No.
It's just sort of like.
You said that it felt like when they had notes in the writer's room, they'd been told that there's boring bits in Star Trek.
we know we need a boring episode where like there's a conference, so we'll do that. But like the only real reason is because the daughter of the president of Betazoid wants to fuck like the main character.
She's like sexy.
That seems to be the only reason why they rejoin the Federation, because there's no real other reason, is there?
No, and they make a terrible decision to put the head of the Federation, the building, instead of it being on Earth where it's traditionally been since the beginning, they decide to move it to Beta Z.
Oh yeah, that's one of their like concessions, isn't it? It's like we're going to move. It's like Donald Trump solves this war at the moment by going, well, we're going to move the White House to Tehran.
That is how they conclude it, isn't it? Yeah.
Which maybe is what I mean.
That may
we couldn't
happen.
Rule out that that's what he's going to do.
But this 3rd episode, it really feels like they've gone, right, we're making Harry Potter in space. The first 2 episodes, we didn't get the Harry Potterness of it through. So episode 3, we're going to try very hard to make this Harry Potter in space.
Yeah, God, if they'd have picked any direction, I mean, I wouldn't have been interested in watching it, but I could have totally understood Harry Potter, but it's Starfleet.
Yes.
Like, at least that would have been... And the 3rd episode is the closest. I mean, we'll see if they carry on like that, because for some reason we're going to watch more of it. So yes, the 3rd one is more like they're at college.
Yes.
And there's different dorms. And I mean, that's so fucking dumb, isn't it? It's like she's the head of Starfleet Academy, but she sort of seems to be more in charge of Gryffindor or whatever the fuck. The diplomacy wing. Yeah. And then there's another wing that's like the War College.
The War College.
I don't know if that was named by PX. But like, I don't know why Starfleet has a War College.
So we've spent these first 2 episodes setting up this guy as like a brooding geezer. This main character. We've set him up as a brooding man. He's been a space pirate for years. He's got severe PTSD. He's trying to find his mum.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's the also shit is like that's the only thing going on in this is he's trying to track down his mum.
And by episode 3, they go, let's fucking bin that off, and it's an episode of Teen Wolf.
Yeah, I mean, that should be his sole purpose. Yeah. Really, he should leave and just... I don't know why... They sort of give this vague reason of like, oh, those pirate people from episode 1 will try and kill you if you leave, maybe, or something,
We're not gonna worry
so
about
you've
it
got
too
to kind of
much.
stay here.
Yeah, episode 3 is basically the basketball game episode, isn't it?
Yeah, they get challenged by the other campus to a game of.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Laser Quest. It's
Laser
so
Quest.
fucking shit. They have a game of Laser
Yes.
Quest. Their training for it is like
Terrifying.
more terrifying than the game. They
Yeah,
just
you-
have a game of Laser Quest in a bar at the end. And also, this is unsanctioned.
Yes.
So it doesn't count for anything because it's not an official
No.
game of Laser Quest in the end. The training they have is like in some kind of war zone where they're being shot and killed.
So they have a danger room, basically, where they have to go, like
I
in the
guess that's a
X-Men, they
holodeck
have
or
the
something.
it is a
Yeah.
holodeck, but it's like the X-Men's danger room, isn't
Right.
it? And that's how they're kind of training them up. But all of a sudden, this guy who'd only cared about finding his mum is like, "Oh, I've got to win the big game."
Sort of, but then he's not. I don't really remember him doing anything. He's not like he's the captain. It's like this dickhead English guy is the captain.
Yes, we haven't even brought him up, but he's also terrible.
Oh, he's awful.
His acting is horrendous. His
Yeah.
lines are bad. He's part of a trio with the main guy of 3 doofuses. 3 doofuses seems to be what every show is becoming. You just have 3
Yeah, 3
meathead
doofuses.
blokes.
But they all hate each other, and
Yeah.
it's
It's unlikable.
yeah. You could at least get on? I mean, if they were like really good friends, maybe you could get into it. But he's best friends with the Klingon for no reason.
Yes.
Because I don't know.
And the first thing we see the Klingon do properly is try and do some like stand-up comedy to distract the other team, and it's just like, this man is a Klingon.
Yeah.
There's so many interesting things about this race and this characterization of this guy, and you're just having him going, "Well, I'm awkward. I
Yeah.
don't know how to talk to people."
They don't understand how Worf was used as the comic relief in
They
Star
don't
Trek.
understand. We said this episode, if you were a screenwriter, this should be the easiest job in the world. This episode exists in 100
This is
TV
fucking
shows.
easy to write this episode,
Yeah.
but they don't even do
They
that.
don't even understand how to do that.
So they have the dumbass English guy be the captain, and he's shit. But he at some so like the main girl character. Although there's like, once again we said this would be so easy to do if they made it like some sort of teen melodrama, but they don't even make that.
They don't even know how to do like a love triangle.
Yeah,
You've
because
got a
there's like
handsome guy and 2 girls.
Yeah. But there's like the Princess of Betazoid and this other girl that he kind of starts off with, but
Yeah.
then she's often just not in
And
it.
what's her characterization? She's
Nothing.
just nothing. She's just, I am a woman.
No, the moment it would have been just drop all the other bullshit that's in the show and maybe have it be a love triangle between them and have them doing Starfleet stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that would be fine.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
There's
But
a love triangle.
Make it Dawson's Creek
Yes.
in space.
Dawson's Space Fleet.
You could do that on like or whatever Euphoria or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Whatever like modern version.
But it's so-
she's like the other girl is like pissed off about not being the captain. She walks out on the team, which is a thing the
That
writers have
always
seen
happens
happen
in a sport film.
but because they're brainless, she comes back without anyone asking her to come back.
Yeah, she just seems to like change her mind, doesn't
There's
she?
the
She's
scene
like,
where she comes back and they're like, you've come back. But no one asked her to come back.
Well,
They didn't do the bit where they're like, or even like, hey, we can't do this without her.
Yeah.
We can't
No,
do,
didn't
they never
do any of
do
that.
that bit.
let's do this scene, James, because it's this easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when we were playing the game of space laser tag, I had an idea of how to fix that. You did something else and you overrode me, and now I'm angry at you and I don't want to be in the team anymore.
I understand, and because I'm in Starfleet, it's like that scene between Data and Worf. They could be like, look, I can't have you disrespecting me in front of the other people in the team. I've been chosen as the captain. I know not everyone's happy about it, but I've been chosen. I need you to respect me in front of the other guys, but also, damn it, you're my friend. And I know your talents, so I need you on board. So if you can do this, we can forget this has happened, and we can work together to be a team. But if you can't do this, then you need to be out of the team, because I can't be because we're in a military organization.
Well, you are so hot-headed and you make decisions without me, so I'm going to go and sit in my office for a little bit and brood about this. And you better not turn up in a minute with an inspirational speech.
But actually, no. But if this was Star Trek, after that first back and forth, they would have respected each other.
Yes.
Like in that scene If you haven't seen that scene between Worf and Data, it's a billion times better than anything that could happen in this show, where they have a disagreement and they discuss it and they sort it out like men and they have a respect. And there's a nice bit at the end where Data's like, I'm sorry if I've ended our friendship by telling you off.
Yeah.
And Worf's like, I'm sorry that I put our friendship in danger. And you're like, oh. Fucking great. And like
these two men have had this disagreement. In this, though, she just goes, I'm off.
Yeah, and then she comes back without anyone having that conversation.
With no, and that isn't. And then the other guy does exactly the same.
Then the captain, they have the unsanctioned game of laser tag, which has nothing riding on it. Nothing's going to happen, is it?
No,
because the college or Starfleet Academy don't know it's going on, so it's not for anything. They're losing. He gets annoyed. He storms off. He comes back without anyone asking him to.
Yeah, and they don't learn a lesson, do they?
They win the game, but they don't have the fucking scene where they learn how to work together as a team.
Yes, and how to be friends.
They miss the bit where by learning to work together, they could overcome.
Yeah.
But they don't bother with that bit because it's fucking shit.
Now, James, you've described the crux of the episode there. That's nearly an hour long.
And
so
at the end,
dragging on.
the main character, they all get presented with jackets for winning this unsanctioned game of laser tag. But because they know they need some sort of emotional moment, and that I haven't even gone off on that yet about how I fucking hate unearned emotional bollocks in TV. Rather than writing anything good, they have the fucking bit. It's made me remember in the first episode when they fucking fly Starfleet Academy into space and get attacked because they fly the university off to somewhere to get attacked by the space pirate, only to fucking come back and land it in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And when they're flying back to Earth, they get the song, Are you going to San Francisco? And I was like ready to kick through the TV. I fucking hate that stuff.
I'm glad that you didn't, because it's my team.
Yeah, exactly. But because they, rather than write anything good, it's all reliant on this, like...
They're trying to twist the emotional
fake
buttons,
forced
aren't they?
emotion, yeah.
Now, how do they get... Let's see if you can remember, James. How do they get the other team to kind of forfeit and admit they've won? Do you remember what they do?
No, I don't remember what the ending to the game was.
The game is completely irrelevant because they win the day by doing the best prank.
Oh, yeah, they just put...
They put a man copying plant into the room. It makes all of the guys run out. And then the stupid woman in charge of Starfleet says, that was an excellent prank. So I declare you guys to be the winner of Space
10
Laser
points
Quest.
to Gryffindor!
Basically 10 points
It's
to
fucking what
Gryffindor.
Dumbledore does at the end of Harry Potter where they're losing and then he just goes, I award Gryffindor 1,000 points for the best prank. And then you all get your commemorative jackets for having this pointless game of laser tag that no one asked you to play. What the fuck was it about?
I don't know.
Like, what's the message? And at the end, the main character's the one that they all look at, and he goes to pick up his jacket. But he was never talking about leaving.
No, he's the only one who was in the team the whole time.
But they know they have to have a bit where the main character did something. Really, he should have been the English guy where he's pushing his ideals. Where he can't get on with the girl. Like, it's just so...
It's absolutely horrendously
like, what's
difficult.
it about? Because, like, in a good episode of Star Trek... So I watched an episode of Deep Space Nine recently where Worf is given command of the Defiant.
Yes.
He has to go and escort a convoy and... it gets attacked by the Klingons because they're not getting on with the Klingons at that point of the story. And he sees a ship decloaking and he fires on it and destroys it. But, oh my God, it was a civilian transport ship.
Terrible.
So he's just blown up a transport of civilians. And he says, they do like a trial episode where like a
They're some of my favourite ones.
Yeah, it's
trial
good. They have.
episodes.
I mean, this is exactly why they would never make an episode like this because nothing
It's all in
really
the
is happening.
courtroom,
Yeah. It's just like an admiral turns up to Deep Space Nine and they have a little trial, and Cisco's the defending, and they have this Klingon guy who's like the prosecuting And basically, it turns out it was a bit of a
ruse.
It was
isn't
a trick. Yeah, the Klingons were
ship's fake, empty
and
ship.
they were playing on Worf's prior history and his all the complications around him with his Klingon background and all this. I don't know, you'd have to watch all of Star Trek to understand. But they tricked him. There was never anyone on board that. They were just banking on Worf
doing that
in that moment, so that then they could use that for political gains. And so they show it up at the end, and actually Worf is vindicated. So in a dumb show, I mean, they wouldn't have even done any of that. That would have required thinking to even come up with that story.
Also
but at the end, they would have had a big celebration. Way, high five!
Great
we
work.
did it! But because that's good, at the end, Cisco shows up. They have a party. There is a party organised for Worf. Worf's like, I don't want to go to the party.
Yeah, because I feel really
I'm
bad.
sad.
I've made a bad mistake.
And Cisco's like, well, you should, because you fucked up there. You got like really lucky. You should have never open fired on a vessel that you didn't know what it was. And like they would never have there would never be enough intricacies for them to put that bit in. And then also Cisco's like, also, you better fucking come to the party if you want to be in command, because you got to slap a smile on your face when you're the captain. You're doing this for the crew. This is not. So I was like, oh, that's great. So it's in a dumb show. You'd be celebrating. Oh, they
got away with it.
Well, yeah, those sneaky Klingons. We've got the better. But because Cisco's like a good, experienced captain, he's still teaching Worf stuff. Even a Worf who's been in it for fucking
20
ages.
years. Yeah.
But what do the characters in that learn in episode 3? What would you say? What's the moral of it? Because it's not that we work better as a team, because they did nothing to learn how to be a team.
As a team. The moral is don't bother doing what you're told and just do some pranks instead.
Do a funny prank and then people
will like you.
Yeah, if you're like a funny... Maybe that's a good moral for the world we're living in. Be a funny bully and you'll do well.
So in conclusion, Jimmy Jams, easily the worst Star Trek show I've ever seen.
Yes.
Probably one of the most frustrating pieces of TV I've ever seen. I know for you this has been literally painful. This has been...
Yeah, it's just so aggravating. I think we both felt the same way about it. It's just so... that they couldn't even do it on a basic level. Like, make something like... You know, like Smallville with Superman.
Like a functional show.
Where it's not what you would think Superman is, but that was like a kind of what if Superman was
pretty good.
Yeah, but that's like what if Superman was Dawson's Creek, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And that's fine.
It's fine.
You know, if it's a show that's not specifically for me, but it's a good show, you could kind of understand Harry Potter Starfleet or like teen young drama. But they don't do that.
They don't do that. They don't decide what it's going to be.
Who likes this?
Yeah.
Who does like this?
No one.
Not us.
Not us.
Not people
Not
who like Star
people.
Trek. I don't think Star Trek fans older than us would like it.
No.
Like original series Star Trek fans. Do young people like this?
I don't think anyone likes this. I think this has been one of the biggest missteps in TV history with a property this big. The amount of money they've spent on this is disgusting.
Yeah. I mean, because it all looks expensive. It's like Discovery looks expensive. They all look like films.
Yeah. I would advise that we both get into Starfleet Captain for the wrap up here. So
just
take my glasses off and rub them on my head.
Don't worry about it.
Oh man, like you mustn't worry about whether or not this is right or this is what you should do. Just be cool, man, because being funny and cool is more
just
important.
10 points to Starfleet.
10 points to Starfleet. And whatever. I got a congregation coming. I'm gonna kick my shoes off because I'm casual. I'm a casual lady. So yeah, if you enjoyed that, then you'll enjoy this Starfleet show. But if you didn't, then maybe don't watch it. All right, I think we're done for today.
Yeah,
I'm going to put you in an ice bath.
Yeah, I need a nice
get you chilled out.
A nice calm drink.
A little sit down, yeah.
Yeah.
Double vodka. All right, ladies and gents, this has been the casual version of Samvis and Jameshead. Thanks so much for watching. lafs.org.uk. Donate that money today. I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.